discuss self-care, self-love, natural cosmetics, natural beauty, and most of all, how to feel good in your own skin. My name is Teja. I'm the founder of Butter Be Kind Natural Cosmetics, and I will be your host. Make sure to become a part of our amazing community by subscribing to this podcast. In that way, you'll be the first one who knows when a new episode drops out. Our community is always open for new suggestions, new questions. Every month, we will be covering a new topic, so make sure to let us know what you want to hear about next. Enjoy the new episode. Hi, and welcome to our new episode of Butter Be Kind podcast. My name is Teja, and I'm today's host. And today, I have a special guest with us. She's a cosmetic scientist and runs a successful blog and Instagram account, Cosmedoc, where she reviews different skincare products, does one-on-one consultations, and so much more. She's a complete skincare expert, so that's why she's here with us. Tajka, welcome to our podcast. How are you?
Thank you for inviting me to your podcast and thank you for a nice introduction. I am really well these days, but also very busy. I think autumn started off really busy after summer, so I'm just kind of getting into this higher workflow at the moment, but I'm so glad to be here and talk with you today. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Also busy, a lot has been going on, a lot of projects, but it's exciting. So maybe just for an introduction, is this the busiest time of the year for you, the last quarter of the year, or is it busy the whole time?
I thought that the last quarter of the year would be the busiest, but to be honest, the whole year has been extremely busy. I thought that summer might be a little bit slowed down, maybe a slower pace, but so much has been going on through the summer that I can't really say that I have been really resting anytime this year. So yeah, but I think autumn is going to be even busier than the previous periods of the year. So I'm so excited to see what it has to show, to what is coming next.
That's amazing. Your topics are cosmetics, well-being, Instagram, new cosmetic products that are coming on the market. And are you ready to dive into it and share some of your journey and views with the audience?
Yes, I'm very excited and glad to share my views.
Okay, great. So my first question for you is, how did it all start? How did you start? When did you fall in love with cosmetics or with this skincare journey?
Okay, so my journey has started really early on in primary school. I was training swimming, and it kind of went into the way where I could do it more professionally. But I had severe skin problems. I had allergy on chloride. I've been in chlorinated water for a few hours per day. So it kind of exaggerated my atopic dermatitis to the point where I just couldn't train anymore. So I had to sort of leave swimming behind and just treat my disease first. So at the time, my mother was going to Austria to get some drugs and some cosmetic products that weren't available in Slovenia at the time, so I could treat my disease. So yeah, this was kind of my first introduction to this skin kind of world, but it was more not such a great introduction because I had to treat my disease. So yeah, this was sort of my first way that I came across skincare and skin concerns, for example. And then um, kind of I was always as a child and then in high school interested in science. I always loved chemistry, I always loved biology, and sort of when high school was coming to an end and I had to make a decision what college I would pick, it sort of felt natural that I would study something in a scientific way like chemistry. I was almost 100% certain that I will study chemistry. So, but kind of a part of me just wanted something more exciting than just like molecular formulas. So I was sort of drawn into pharmacy and dermatology, aka medicine at the time. So that's why I decided to just visit the faculty's presentation day and to see what just felt right for me. So first I went to med school, and I kind of liked it, but just I didn't feel it was the right thing for me, the right way for me. And then the Faculty of Pharmacy had the presentation day as well. So this is where I went, and I decided. I learned about pharmacy, but then at the same presentation, there was also cosmetic science. And this is where my heart felt it was at the right place, at the right time. The presentation was super exciting. It was all I was ever dreaming of, sort of becoming, wanting to do, getting to know, sort of expanding my knowledge in this field. So, yeah, when they say that you just feel when something is right for you, well, this was cosmetic science for me. So, yeah, this is where my journey has started in terms of education and school, but sort of the my path that I'm on right now began a bit later after starting the cosmetic science studies already. Idea for Cosmedoc actually started while working a student job as a promoter of natural cosmetic products. And at the time, just working with people on a daily basis, I was learning that there was very, very little common knowledge about cosmetic products and skincare. Like for most people that I came across to, it was the same story all over again. Just go to the drugstore, buy some product that isn't even suitable for your skin, that you don't know what it will do for your skin. Just buy it based on marketing or just some recommendation from someone that probably has totally different skin than you have. Then just try the products, be disappointed, and then the whole cycle just repeats all over again. So what I truly enjoyed at that job was just educating people and really trying to listen to them and also give them advice to buy more suitable products for their skin with what we had at the time when I was working at the job. So kind of working as a promoter, I also learned that there was lots of misinformation about certain cosmetic ingredients, about skincare, about cosmetics in general, as it is still today. So me and my friend that was also a cosmetic scientist and working at the same job as me, we came to the idea, why not create a place where people could just access reliable information about skincare in their native language, and this place would just oppose the strong cosmetic marketing, would oppose misinformation circulating in the skincare world at the moment and at all times. So yeah, this is how the story of Cosmedoc was sort of born, from my skin issues, from the studies, to just working various student jobs and just coming across this job where I could just be in contact with people and actually see what is an issue in the actual world with people, because something is in theory and the other thing is in practice, where do people struggle with finding the right products for their skin. So yeah, this was almost 4 years ago, and it still feels like it was yesterday.
That's such an amazing journey. I'm so excited actually because I never knew your story. I only see like the things that you currently do on Instagram, for example. But the background is so interesting. And actually, you remind me of myself a bit because I was also, as a little girl, already interested in chemistry, biology. So that's interesting. We're special.
Yeah, so this is why you also went into your field of formulating Butter Be Kind and the
Yeah,
cosmetics you're
exactly.
working on right now, right?
Exactly. Yes, that's why. Um, so that means that after your studies, you directly started with Instagram, or actually continued with your Instagram or blog, sharing knowledge, tips, doing one-on-ones, or did you have a different job in between, or maybe like doubts? How should I really do that?
Yeah, to be honest, there were a lot of doubts when I decided to sign up for cosmetic science. This was due to the novelty of this study program and also Slovenia being quite slow catching up with such practical study programs. Um, at the time when I started studying cosmetic science, there were very little job opportunities in field of cosmetic science, which I think is bizarre since cosmetic industry is literally blooming in the last 4 or 5 years, and I think there are more opportunities to work in this field than ever because industry needs experts in cosmetic formulating, in cosmetic marketing, in cosmetic compliance, in toxicology. These are all fields that cosmetic
I
science,
couldn't agree more.
yeah, covers, and I sort of find it sad that we can't find jobs for people that are so educated in this field. Yeah, so this was my concern when I started studying, but I just thought that I would figure things out along the way, and I did. I started Cosmedoc somewhere in between my studies, actually. So it was more of a hobby. It was just my passion to share information, to educate people. It was nothing more than a hobby. But sort of when my studies was coming to an end, I decided to do the masters. And after the masters, it was sort of time to just decide what I wanted to do. Do I want to keep Cosmedoc as a hobby? Do I want to elevate it in something more? And sort of when going out of college, you're still scared. You don't know exactly if you are going to succeed with what you started as a hobby. Can this turn into a full-time job, into giving you business and money every month, or do you still have to do a regular 9 to 5 job to survive and do this as a hobby until you're, I don't know, 110% certain then that things will actually work? So at the time I decided, or I took a job as a marketing and R&D specialist in um, food supplement industry, and I worked there for approximately 9 months, doing Cosmedoc at the site, the blog, the Instagram, the one-on-one consultations. But as last year 2021 was coming to an end, I was just feeling that I was burning out. I was doing a 9 to 5 job. I came home, I literally sat down by the computer and was working till 9 p.m. every day, and this was like all the week and all the weekends. I was constantly working, trying to just keep up with the work load, but also trying to evolve Cosmedoc or just not lose that path and the flow I had when creating. And as I was burning out, I just felt like I couldn't even be creative anymore. I just lost the creativity. I was just working on Cosmedoc to just do something to not leave this project, because I thought this was my sole project for 3 years. I just can't leave it because of the job. So this is sort of how I came to the conclusion that maybe I could go on my own business path. Maybe I could turn Cosmedoc to a full-time job and not work at some other company at the same time, where I would just lose all my energy that I could invest in new projects, in new ideas, in creativity that is blooming in me right now when I'm on my own path. So yeah, it wasn't that conventional path where I would just be at a job for 10 years before I finally decided to take a step, but it was also some sort of a transitioning period that I'm thankful for, because I think it has taught me a lot about how I actually view the business I have built today.
Amazing. I think it was a good decision, great decision. I mean, I can see how happy you are and excited when you're talking about it. So it means you're definitely on the right path. So, okay, maybe let's share a bit of background for our listeners. If they don't follow you on Instagram, you definitely should. Well, you are actually testing a lot of products that come to the market, right? This is something that actually my attention to your profile, because I saw, wow, she's actually testing the products and she gives like very, very professional opinion. It's not, oh, this product is nice and that's it, like this Instagram, TikTok kind of things, but you really give a professional opinion on why is it good for this type of skin or this type of skin or this type of skin. And I'm really wondering, like, is that something you do more for yourself, for your research spirited like part of you, or is it for people so that they actually learn what they should be using?
Good question. I think it's sort of both. What I wanted to achieve with Cosmedoc was that it would never be a review-based blog or profile. I never wanted to just post reviews. Oh, this product feels so nice. It has a nice packaging. It smells nice, and that would be all what review would have to offer. I wanted to dive deep into the science of each and every product I test. For example, if I'm testing something for acne, I really want to know how the ingredients work, on which phases of acne formation do these ingredients work. What's the mechanism behind the ingredients? What are the studies behind the ingredients? How do these ingredients work together, or do they work synergistically? How long does it take to sort of show an impact on your acne? How can you just involve this product into your routine with other actives, with other neutral cosmetic products? So yeah, this was kind of my purpose, to just do this really complex interactions that people are actually looking for. People, I just feel like as consumers, we are getting more and more kind of, we strive for more, not just this product smells nice, but we just want to know, why is this product good for me? Out of all the products that are in the market, why this one? Because the smell of the product, it's not going to convince you to buy it anymore. It's more complex. It's the complexity of the product. It's the complexity how you can involve this product into your routine to give you the optimal results you want to see on your skin. So just this was my sort of passion project, yes, to test the products, because I'm very acne prone. So this means that a lot of products are just not working for me. And I'm also curious to just learn about how these products will work on my skin, because I feel like people are more just trust you more if you try to be more objective. I have this very strong opinion that yes, you can give reviews, but reviews can also be objective. You can also look at good sides of the product, but every product also has some bad sides. So I think you always have to point out both, because if you just say this product is amazing, it smells nice, it will do miracles, well, people are not buying this anymore. I think they're buying more a detailed review where you can show pros and cons and the usage of the product and highlight everything it has to offer, but also highlight the the bad aspects of the product, because no product is perfect at the end of the day. And just, yeah, this is how I started the testing journey. Of course, it has evolved through the years. It has not been like this from the day I started, because you learn constantly, and I learned from my mistakes that I've made in the beginning. I just tried to test every product that I received, even though it maybe wasn't suitable for my skin. And of course, I couldn't give a detailed review if it wasn't suitable for my skin. So now I'm more I give more attention to what are the values of the brand, what are the specifications of the product that I test, how I would like this product to suit in my routine, to present it to my followers. So now when I test the product, it's really like a 3 or 6 month period before I give some detailed review. Of course, I can show you the product, I tell the specifications, but before I can actually say it has worked for my acne, it has worked for my post-inflammatory pigmentation, it has worked for evening out my skin tone, yeah, this needs a longer period of testing. And I think just people sort of trust the reviews that are long term, of course, more than if you would just test the product for 1 week and try to say that it has for acne. So
yeah, definitely. The product also needs some time to work, right?
Of course. Yes, this is what I always say. Consistency is the key. It's not that changing product every single week will give you results. It's the consistency, using the same product, the same routine for 3 to 6 months before actually judging the whole routine or the product, to see how it works on you, on your skin concerns. And yeah, by that, according to the longer testing period, you can actually see that most products will actually work, but you just have to give them time.
Yeah. So what is something that would be important to talk more about when it comes to cosmetics?
I feel like this should be a separate podcast, as there are
okay.
many things that should be talked about more in the field of cosmetics and skincare. But maybe to highlight a few, or just one thing that I feel like is the most important, is that, first of all, skincare marketing is very edgy. As much as skincare is regulated on its own, marketing, not so much, or not as much as it should be, which is leading to just cosmetic products having drug claims or authority biases. For example, companies stating they have developed their products with dermatologists, or like just trying to exaggerate the specifications of the product. But also, what skincare marketing is doing is giving people unrealistic expectations what a product can and cannot do. As I always say, there is no cosmetic product in the world that can cure, for example, your acne, and there is no topical drug that will cure your acne for the rest of your life. Acne, because I've given an example of acne, is a chronic condition. So with you putting no work into it, things will gradually get worse again, even if you get off medications and medications have done something for your skin. And the same is with skincare. You have to establish a whole skincare routine before you can see the results, and of course be consistent about it. It's not about one product, it's about the whole routine. It's about just seeing what is working for you, constantly just evolving your skincare, changing, doing little changes that are bringing more and more results. So yeah, skincare marketing is definitely one thing that we should talk about more, how it impacts our view on cosmetics and just sets us up for failure, because we just put ourselves up with unrealistic expectations that get disappointed with each and every product we test, because we don't get results in a few days, and the cosmetic product does not cure your acne or just fade your pigmentation in 1 day. So yeah, this is the first thing. And the second thing that I feel like there should just be more attention drawn to it, is that there is a really big trend right now, or just maybe in the last few years, of saying that cosmetic industry is trying to kill you. Well, cosmetic industry is not trying to kill you, because I often find people just being really on edge about certain conventional cosmetic ingredients that have been proven safe a trillion times. But somehow I just feel like it is easier to just believe a flashy marketing title that says parabens or sunscreens or silicones are going to give you cancer, but just then not believe information that is you come upon from a cosmetic toxicologist or some sort of scientist in the field, because it is too complicated. I always say that it is really hard when you have specific education to just overly simplify things, because you don't do connections from dots that aren't really meant to be put together, while someone that doesn't understand the basics of toxicology and cosmetic chemistry may connect the dots that aren't meant to be connected, and somehow things, maybe for someone that doesn't have knowledge in this specific field, may seem reasonable. Cosmetics are definitely more regulated than people think. I feel like, because people don't see what is happening in the background of cosmetic industry, they just feel like there must be something edgy there. That cosmetic industry is hiding something, that there are some irregularities, and because new cosmetic products are coming out every single day, it must feel like, okay, well, you just throw something together and it's out on the market the next day. It's not like that. It's usually a lot of paperwork, a lot of proving the ingredients are safe, the final formulation is safe, that the final formulation is compliant with this and this and this regulation in European Union, and also in the national place where the product is released. So yeah, cosmetic market is strictly regulated, and before a product is released, it has to undergo a lot of safety screening, which means it has to be proven safe before it actually reaches the consumer.
I agree. I can confirm that, especially in the European market. It's the regulations are actually, I think in Japan as well, are the strictest. So, yeah. Well, that's, I think, super important topics. And I agree, marketing can be very dangerous when it comes to consumer.
Yeah.
Not only with cosmetics, but also with other things. Yeah. So how does, in your eyes, skin health influence overall well-being?
In my opinion, a lot. Thank you for bringing this topic up, because I feel like it's a really important topic that is often very overlooked. When I was struggling with acne, I just felt alone. I felt like this was a topic that should not be talked about, that actually no one would understand what I'm going through. But this is how every person struggling with any skin disease feels. So I just found that maybe sharing my journey would make things easier for me, but also for other people, to learn that they're not alone, and that struggling with your skin sometimes is just normal. No one has perfect skin, and just conditioning yourself that you have to have perfect skin at all times is just setting you up for disappointment, to be honest. Well, in my opinion, skin conditions are the most overlooked causes of mental health problems nowadays, leading to low self-esteem, anxiety, avoidance of social contacts, and skin health activism should definitely be a thing. In modern world, skincare concerns are growing each and every day. We know that we diagnose more cases of atopic dermatitis than ever, more cases of psoriasis than ever, more cases of adult acne than ever. So this means that the skin problems are getting much larger, and they should be talked about more.
Why do you think that is, actually? Sorry to interrupt.
I think it's a mix of a few factors, like unhealthy lifestyle, a lot of stress nowadays, just from school on, actually. From school to deciding on your career, to just trying to succeed in this modern world where everything is so competitive and everyone is so driven, and you just have to stand out, and this means you often just drive yourself over your limits and just not recognize where your limits actually are, then actually not giving a lot of or just not putting too much importance on your mental well-being and spiritual well-being, just kind of neglecting these areas of our lives. Food has changed, people are moving less and less, so yeah, it's just sort of combination of all these factors. So as I wanted to mention before, in the skin health influencing our well-being, is also that what we are not aware of, that skin concerns are causing stress. Of course, your skin does not look perfect, which makes you feel stressed out. Stress leads to excretion of cortisol. Cortisol triggers hormonal or immune responses, leading to worsening the skin disease, which means with skin disease, you are literally caught in this constant cycle of just stressing out about your skin because you want it to get better, but then also because of the stress, you're making it worse. So it's kind of a constant cycle that most people can't get out of.
Yeah, so important. So interesting also, like interesting aspect on how actually, I mean, it does matter how we feel in our skin.
Yeah.
It matters a lot. And how do you think Instagram or social media in general influence this perception of beauty or skin health?
I feel like well-being in general, but mostly mental well-being and spiritual well-being, as I said earlier, are very, very neglected in the modern world. For most people, it's important to just look good, but not to feel good at their core. Well, one very interesting aspect, or just an insight that I've heard in a podcast I listened a while ago, was that people were undergoing a testing, and they would rather give themselves an electric shock than to be alone with their thoughts for 10 minutes. And I think this is an impact of modern world of social media, where we just run into endless scrolling on social media, comparing ourselves to others, and just not thinking how this influences our mental health and our definition of beauty and definition of just well-being in general. I think that we are sort of conditioned, of course, to compare ourselves to others, not just business-wise or not just personal life-wise, but also beauty-wise. And by social media and all the filters and all the covered reality, I feel like we all feel like we need to be perfect at all times. Definitely at all times, and we just feel bad if this is not the standard we meet each and every day. This was sort of my case when I started struggling with acne. I had acne struggles for years, and at one point it just got really bad, so I had to get treatment, medical treatment with isotretinoin, aka Roaccutane. And at the time, I was struggling how people will accept the fact that I'm a skincare expert, a cosmetic scientist, someone that does one-on-one consultations but doesn't even know how to treat her skin, that kind of mentality. So at that point I just realized that one thing I should definitely do is just talk about it, to just be open about my journey. And this is where I sort of realized what my why was, or my why has evolved at the time. Because I just realized that people want you to be real, to be honest, to be transparent, and not to hide yourself behind the filters and behind some Instagram reality life. That they don't want you to share that perfect life, but also the things you struggle with. And if you struggle with skin concern, that was also a thing that would kind of bring me closer to my followers, and just embrace people to get the treatment if they had problematic skin. And this was a very big sort of indicator that what is lacking on social media, and it's this transparency and reality from each and every person that works there.
Amazing. So many amazing insights that you're giving. I love the conversation. But we came to our last part, actually, to our final 5 questions. You can answer them as shortly as you want, or you can tell a bit more, however it suits you. What is your definition of beauty?
For me, beauty is a combination of qualities, but not external qualities, but internal qualities, such as the energy the person possesses, their attitude towards other people, and their generosity. And all these qualities have to please the inner senses, especially the mind. I think beauty is more of an internal thing than an external thing.
That's beautiful. Beautifully said. Okay, what's your favorite task of the day?
Well, it depends if it's a business task or a personal task. When it comes to business, my favorite task of the day is just getting into the research, getting into the creation of content, just trying to make things understandable for everyone. It's sort of that research part that feeds my intellectual need for constant learning and for knowledge. But when it comes to sort of personal favorite task of the day, it's just moving the body, listening to the podcasts, and gratitude journal.
Great. And what is your biggest motivation?
Well, if you asked this question a year ago, Taika's answer would be something external, like a person or a comment or engagement on social media. But I feel like relying on external motivation is risky, because there's always a risk of external motivation being gone, whether it's engagement also on social media, person or a place. So I think it is mostly important to just rely on your internal motivation, on your why. Why did I start doing this? Am I following my why? Am I living the life I want? Am I spiritually growing and just being aligned with things I want to do? So yeah, this is what keeps me going and what's motivation.
Okay. And what is your favorite way of self-care?
My favorite form of self-care is journaling and gratitude.
Wow, that's so nice. And what are you currently working on? Is there a secret project or something going on behind the scenes?
As I said, autumn is really busy. There are so many projects coming. One that I just recently launched is doing one-on-one consultations finally live. So they are not online anymore, but also live. But there are also quite a few other things. None of them I can fully reveal just yet. But there will be some live skincare events very soon. And by the end of the year, a product which has been worked on for more than over a year will be available at bookstores. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell you more about it. But yes, this is all I can reveal at this moment.
This is so exciting. Okay, that's great. Okay, one more question. We actually finished with the questions, but I have to ask you this. Have you ever thought of launching your own product?
Yeah, I have considered launching my skincare line or just my skincare products a lot. But I always came to that one issue that I'm a perfectionist. I have a lot of knowledge in the field, and I know that I wouldn't want to launch anything that wasn't anything but perfect, and anything that wouldn't completely tick off all my perfection boxes, like ingredients, formulation, texture, effect, and so on. So I would probably overcomplicate things to the level where I just think it would drive me crazy. So
Yeah.
it's not something that I'm planning on doing anytime soon, but maybe you know how business is, and maybe I will just come to the idea what to do later or in a few years, or I'm just leaving all the paths open, and I'm excited to see what future for Cosmedoc will bring.
Me too. I'm so excited to see your next project, to see your everything that you will be launching, to see what you are preparing for December. Tajka, this conversation has been so exciting. I really loved hearing your stories, your points of view, and I think you will inspire many of our listeners. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming, and I wish you really all the success with Cosmedoc, and keep on doing the amazing work, spreading the knowledge among people, because I think this is the key to anything.
Taya, thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I had so much fun. I think we shared, due to your interesting questions, a lot of interesting insights that I think will sort of start changing the people's view on cosmetics and cosmetic industry. So
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I enjoyed our conversation with Tajka so much, and I hope you did too. I hope you learned something new about skincare, about how social media actually influences our look on ourselves, and how it matters how we feel in our skin, and that it's actually all in our hands. So I hope you found some new inspiration, some new insights. If you have any questions about any of the topics that we mentioned today, then let me know either on Instagram, on our website, on our email, wherever. We are here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, morning, wherever you currently are, whatever you're currently doing. Make sure to take care of yourself. And see you soon in our new episode. Bye!